I would like to start the next session, which is Tourism, a Panacea, Pakistan. And the moderator for this session is Ghazi Taimur Saab. I would like to invite him on stage, please. He is the CEO of the Learning Group, and he will be inviting in the panelists for this session.
We do with a bit more energy. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Very nice. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And it is a privilege to be invited by the team here to be conducting the next session, which is Pakistan Ki Tourism Industry. How can that be a panacea for economic development of the country? We have some very esteemed guests on the panel today. Or unko introduce karne se pehle just a bit of introduction about myself. My name is Ghazi Taimur. I will be moderating the session today. I have two startups. One is the Learning Group, which focuses on capacity building in the country. And the second is Lahore Ka Ravi, which is basically a storytelling initiative to promote storytelling and tourism within Lahore. And in terms of the panelists, we have a very esteemed lineup of guests. So I'm going to ask them to come on stage one by one. So the first guest is Hasib Gardezi Saab. Hasib Gardezi Saab is the Executive Director of the Hashu Group. He's a certified management and hospitality professional from the Cornell School of Hotel Administration, and he has over 20 years of diversified senior management and hospitality experience and has been utilizing this expertise to build national and global corporations. So thank you so much, sir, for being here. If you can please join us on stage. The second that we have is Yasir Rashid Saab. Yasir Rashid Saab. He is the chairman and CEO of the Road and Story. And Road and Story is a specialist tourism development and management firm focused on sustainable tourism and how it can stimulate economic growth while conserving national resources and cultural heritage. Rashid Saab is also a pioneer in the homestay concept in northern areas and has developed rooms in the homes of locals for the tourists in Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. He's also advising the government on Gilgit-Baltistan on tourism, banking, and finance. Yes, sir, please, if you can join us on stage. Sure. Saima Rashid Saiba is also part of the Road and Story initiative. She is the Director of Operations and Finance at Road and Story. Ma'am, if you can please also join us on stage. Thank you. And then our fourth panelist will be Nasser Qureshi Saab. He is the CEO of the Fifth Pillar Takafful Limited, which is an organization committed to facilitating Hajj and Umrah for millions of Muslims across the world. He's a seasoned insurance professional with a rich insurance industry experience in Pakistan and the UAE. He's also the founding managing director and CEO of Al-Falah Insurance Company Limited for 15 years until voluntary retirement in 2019. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Please. Perfect. And the last, I would request Brigadier Asif Khalid Sheikh Saab, who is the Director of Policy and Regulations at Green Tourism Private Limited, which is known for its extensive expertise in strategic planning, security management, and public policy. Green Tourism Private Limited is an emerging tourism development company dedicated to enhancing the travel and hospitality sector through strategic initiatives and high-quality services. The company plays a pivotal role in shaping tourism policies and regulations, ensuring a well-structured and thriving industry that meets global standards. So please welcome, sir. हम लोगों को थोड़ा सा जोर से भी बोलना पड़ेगा गालिबन कुछ आवाज़ माइक के थ्रू कुछ आवाज़ दिल के थ्रू मैं जी सबसे पहला सवाल जो हसीब गर्दीदी साहब के लिए सर द टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री ओवर द पास्ट few decades has been shaping and changing massively. आप लोगों को मेरी आवाज़ आ रही है पीछे तक आ रही ओके परफेक्ट so it's been more than enough okay perfect ज़्यादा आ रही So it's been shaped by a lot of various factors और उसमें टेक्नोलॉजी भी है, उसमें सस्टेनेबिलिटी कंसर्न्स भी हैं, उसमें मुख्तलिफ इंटरनेशनल, लोकल, पॉलिटिकल, जियोपॉलिटिकल एक डायनामिक भी है. आपके नज़रिए से what are those specific, and we'll keep this conversation bilingual as I understand. आपके नज़रिए से what are those main forces behind this kind of evolving space and how can Pakistan specifically respond or be at the forefront of this?
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. I think the forefront is the beauty of Pakistan. It's so beautiful that you cannot deny the fact once you go and have a look of the various areas. We had the Director General from the archaeology. He has actually briefed us. I am just coming back for this session from Gilgit-Baltistan. I was the guest of Yasser over there. So, it's a breathtaking beauty. Now, there are challenges. Obviously, the technology is a challenge there. Road infrastructure is a challenge there. Also, the connectivity is a challenge. But over a period of time, I've been going to these places because of my job also for last 8 to 10 years. I can compare the last 10 years, the first time I went and the last that I came to yesterday. I think everybody is trying their best to improve and do things in those areas which are touristic and all that. Yes, there are much more to be done, but let me tell you, once we reach at certain level, this becomes a norm. Then you need to take another step and you need to take another step. There'll be no ideal situation as far as you see a development. And I can assure you we are seeing a lot of development on those areas. Yes, it's slow a bit, but there is for example, I've seen this road between Hunza and Skardu, which is absolute initiative, 4 hours from Gilgit to yes, but now the natural challenges are there are still areas which were destroyed by the nature. There were landslidings and things like that. So there were people working on that. So these are the challenges of those areas. Then again, the little bit of technology connectivity. We have seen that a lot of now flights are going to these areas. Many other private airlines have taken initiative to connect those areas from Karachi, Lahore, and from Islamabad and so forth. The other thing I think that is now contributing is also a population. Don't forget that we are in a population bomb. We have got now people who used to be 10 years back, 15, 20 years. Now today they are 25, 30, 35. They all want to go out. Visas for the international travel is a challenge. Air travel has gone extremely expensive. So these are few of the things which are blessing in disguise also. I have seen in this hotel that we are all of a sudden in last 3 years, our group business was quite down. And now all of a sudden this year we see a group business is booming. So we had a little bit of analysis. And one of the reason is that previously people used to take the groups to Dubai and to Bangkok and to Malaysia and things like that. Now the air travel and the visas is so expensive that they are now being forced economically to use Pakistan. But then when they go to these areas like Gilgit-Baltistan or whatever, Kashmir, they realize that they have been unnecessarily spending money on the destinations which are not even close, right? So I think over a period of last 8 to 10 years, I can vouch as a personal, because I have traveled a lot, that there is definitely a development. We can keep on bashing ourselves on the television, keep on bashing ourselves on the places like this, so Pakistan has nothing to offer. Pakistan, absolutely, I don't believe in that. Look at that. I must appreciate Brigadier Asif Saab. When you go there now, the Green Initiative Tourism, the way the PTDC motels and resorts are being transformed, it's amazing. They are keeping the same tone of those, it used to be, not using the material which does not belong to that area and things like that. I was quite impressed. Well done and great job. So I think a lot to be done, but in last 8 to 10 years, a lot has been done by people like Yasser, by people like Nasser Qureshi Saab, by Saima. You see, this try over here, you remember that, take the autograph today from them, after maybe 10 years, it will sell for 1 million rupees. Right. Thank you very much. But 3 million.
Maybe that's a beautiful answer. Globally, we've also seen with the rise of the middle class population, and also given the circumstances, the economic circumstances that we have, उसमें naturally ये होता है कि आपका जो local tourism sector होता है वो boom करता है, which is something that you've just kind of spoken about as well, sir. अभी कुछ 1 महीना पहले और उससे फिर 1 और महीना पहले मेरा इत्तेफाक हुआ to go to Bangkok in Turkey to study the city as an urban concept. उसमें again looking and comparing what the tourism industry in that part of the world has done in order to thrive and sustain and kind of almost not commoditized, but push out culture that a lot of people come in for. As you mentioned, so there's so much more that we can offer, which is something that we're seeing day in, day out at Lahore Karavi, the work that we do also. So thank you so much for that response. And Yasir साहब आपसे एक सवाल मेरा इसी गुफ्तगू को आगे बढ़ाते हुए कि ऐसे क्या मॉडल्स हैं स्पेसिफिकली लाइक द इनोवेटिव वर्क दैट यू डूइंग विद लोकल कम्युनिटीज ऑल्सो अब इस तरह के क्या मॉडल्स हैं दैट विल वर्क फॉर द लोकल be supportive but also not come at a degradation of the culture of the environment of vicinities jahan pe hum ye tourism promote kar rahe hain?
This is a very, very good question, Timur. गिलगित बल्तिस्तान की मैं एग्जांपल से शुरू करता हूँ, then we'll come to Punjab and other parts. So ये locals को involve करना, this is so much critical because unless and until these communities are involved and they buy in the benefit of whatever we are doing there, तब तक आप कामयाब नहीं हो सकते. I give you an example. There is a concept of trophy hunting. Trophy hunting is a very successful idea और बड़ा famous globally भी है. What they do is they sell trophy उसको मिलती है. तो trophy hunting is a concept. अच्छा उसके जो revenues हैं, these are shared between the local community and the government and जो भी उसके जो related parties who are developing this concept. So it's such a beautiful concept, working beautifully. Local community are encouraging it. I give you example of my the concept that I led was homestay concept. What we did was, Ghazi, that we developed the rooms in the homes of local. Developing a hotel like PC, it's a wonderful property, or what PTDC has done, it takes years and huge investments. So the infrastructure is there, people have got homes. What we did was, we developed the rooms in their homes and then we promoted it through a website like Airbnb. We developed indigenous website. It was named Tourist Assistance Program TAP. And then people used to go there like you. They used to stay in the homes of the locals. And we just gave them basic trainings of marketing and presentation and just serving food and beverage and cooking, this kind of stuff. They used to cook local stuff. People used to stay in their homes. They used to enjoy the food, enjoy the interaction. जब आप इन इलाकों में जाते हैं, so you go to know the story of the place. Like उसका पत्थर क्या है, उसका पानी क्या है, उसकी history क्या है, उसके लोग क्या हैं, उसके festivals क्या हैं. So these people tell you their stories and everything. So in our concept, हमने वो loan के तौर पे दिया था. It was loan to the local homeowners, and it was a 4-year program, and they repaid the loan in 90 days. Can you imagine? 4-year loan, they repaid in 90 days by selling their food and beverage and their rooms and everything. So we need to come up with these kind of, now there is another concept like village development program where we intend to develop a village as a model village. There are thousands of villages in Pakistan. So in northern areas, they develop one village, make it a model, and we develop its sewerage and its facade and its architecture and develop its shops and the business concept. So probably if there is a fruit, so we can put a fruit development plant there, or probably we can develop a resort there, or probably a fish farm there for the community, and then we share the gains. So these concepts are extremely critical if you'd like to go with sustainable tourism, because otherwise these people who are the owners of those places, who are the owners, not only the physical places, but owner of the area as well. So they may create issues for you and the community.
कि आप जब कम्युनिटी के साथ स्पेसिफिकली काम कर रहे हैं एंड देयर इज दिस ख्वाब दैट एट टाइम्स काइंड ऑफ शोइंग देम कि जी दिस इज समथिंग वेयर दैट विल अट्रैक्ट बोथ लोकल एंड फॉरेन टूरिस्ट्स. तो इस तरह से कम्युनिटी के साथ काम करके हिंड्रेंसेस कोई आई हैं आपकी जिनको ओवरकम करना हो?
सबसे बड़ी जो चीज है ना, वो उनको सेल करना है कॉन्सेप्ट. द प्रॉब्लम इज व्हेन यू से कि लोग आपके घरों में आके ठहरेंगे, नो वी डोंट वांट दिस. सो आई वर्कड विद 500 लोकल कम्युनिटीज इन गिलगित-बल्तिस्तान एंड कश्मीर. And when I initiated this idea with the government of both these regions, so initially people said, no, we are not interested. हमारे घर में हमारी female है, पता नहीं लाहौर से, कराची से किस किस्म के लोग आएंगे. When you told them, probably it's a way how you tell them. And then, so हमने क्या किया website पे, we put their conditions. कि भाई 9 बजे के बाद nobody will enter our home, no music, no male guest, only the families or the female guest. So these conditions we put at the time of booking. So if you're booking a room, these are the limitations. So if you just be honest with them and be open with them, then I think they are far more educated than us, especially people in Gilgit-Baltistan. The Hunza education literacy rate is over 99%. The crime rate is 0%. The female are running the shops, running the businesses. They know business more than us. We just need to tell them, and it's a gradual
Pathway
process.
बनाना है.
Yes, it's a gradual process. And
Perfect.
it will help.
सर आपके पैशन को देख के पता चल रहा है कि देवी साहब ने क्यों कहा आपका सिग्नेचर अभी से ले लें क्योंकि किस डायरेक्शन में जाके वी लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू हाउ the tourism is not just an outside in initiative but rather something that stems from within communities. Or
We are learning from people like Gurdesi Saab himself. I think he's an icon of hospitality in Pakistan. And we are privileged that such kind of talent is available in this country.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. And sir की बात को आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं साइमा आपसे मेरा ये सवाल कि इस तरह की क्या पॉलिसीज एंड इस तरह की क्या इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल सपोर्ट की ज़रूरत है स्पेसिफिकली टू मेक दिस इकोनॉमिक जो उसके अंदर से जो बेनिफिट आपको निकलेगा टूरिज्म का वो आप उसको एक्चुअली रीप कर सकें. तो ऐसी पॉलिसीज और ऐसा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्या होनी चाहिए तो इमीडिएट?
ये बहुत अच्छा आपने क्वेश्चन किया तैमूर, थैंक यू वेरी मच. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. सबसे पहले तो गवर्नमेंट के ऑफिशियल्स भी इधर हैं. एनओसीज जो हमें जो डेवलपमेंट के लिए चाहिए ना, जो प्राइवेट सेक्टर, जब तक पब्लिक प्राइवेट सेक्टर की इन्वॉल्वमेंट इकट्ठी नहीं होगी ना, कोई भी सेक्टर ग्रो नहीं कर सकता. अकेले पब्लिक सेक्टर भी कहीं भी आप कहीं भी टूरिज्म का आप उठा के पोटेंशियल देख लें, प्राइवेट सेक्टर आएगी तो टूरिज्म बढ़ेगी हर जगह पे, हर सेक्टर में. आप रिलीजियस देख लें, आप कोई भी कल्चरल देख लें, टूरिज्म के अलावा भी आप कोई भी इकोनॉमी का सेक्टर देख लें. सबसे पहले तो ये सबसे ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट तो ये चीज़ है कि गवर्नमेंट उसमें हमें में भी ब्रिगेडियर साहब से पहले भी बात करी थी कि वी आर वर्किंग एट विजर ऑल्सो. अब वहाँ की जो ट्राउट फिश है वो आपको पूरे पाकिस्तान में नहीं मिलेगी. सो ऐसी हमें सपोर्ट चाहिए, उसको हम ट्राउट फिश को वहाँ से हम भेजें पाकिस्तान के डिफरेंट एरियाज़ में. उसके अलावा जो हमारा थोड़ा सा जो मैं जिसमें सपोर्ट चाहिए वो गवर्नमेंट की सपोर्ट चाहिए, जो
एनओसीज में कि जहाँ पे एक तो इजाजतें हों,
हर चीज़ के लिए एनओसीज आपको कम से कम इंटर एरिया आपके पाकिस्तान के अंदर आपको सप्लाई इजी हो. आपके पास सेकेंडली सिक्योरिटी जो सबसे बल्कि मेनली सिक्योरिटी भी है, ये सिक्योरिटी प्रोविजन होने चाहिए. वो भी गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में ही आता है कि जो गवर्नमेंट हमें सिक्योरिटी टूरिस्ट को सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड करे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करे और पूरी सपोर्ट दे प्राइवेट सेक्टर को कि वो जो इन्वेस्टर है उसको टोटली सपोर्ट लेनी चाहिए.
तो मिसाल पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप से आपको क्या लगता है किस तरीके से सक्सेस कैसे अचीव होगा?
बहुत इजीली. अभी जिस तरह सर ने बात की मिनिस्टर साहब ने कि रिगार्डिंग आर्कियोलॉजी साइट्स में भी आप उसको बिड करवाएं, प्राइवेट सेक्टर को आने दें. जो वो मैनेजमेंट करेगी वो पब्लिक सेक्टर मैनेजमेंट नहीं कर सकती. प्राइवेट सेक्टर को मैनेजमेंट दे, किसी एक चीज़ की भी दे दें. आप हिरन मीनार की देखें, आप उसको दें और देखें वो कैसे रन करते हैं. सो वो एक बिग डिफरेंस आपको नजर आएगा.
सर ने भी अभी इससे पहले डायरेक्टर जनरल साहब ने भी बात की हिरन मीनार की स्पेसिफिकली एग्जांपल, व्हिच आई थिंक इज अ ग्रेट एग्जांपल. हिरन मीनार इटसेल्फ इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल monuments that we have within kind of Punjab and also accessible from Lahore, so a major city also. But यही कि आप 15-20 मिनट you roam around and then after that you think कि अब what next? तो what can कि गवर्नमेंट कंजर्वेशन पे उसके जरूर आएगा पे, लेकिन
सिंपल आपको बाहर के कतर की मिसाल देती हूँ. उन्होंने अपने बाजारों को सौक बाजार बना के उसको एक सिंपल अब ट्रेडिशनल बाजार है करीमाबाद हुंजा, उसमें आप ट्रेडिशनल बाजार को सपोर्ट दें, आप वहाँ लोकल्स को सपोर्ट दें. और ये ट्रूली है कि जितना आप लोकल्स को सपोर्ट देंगे, जिस सस्टेनेबल टूरिज्म है ना वो भी इसी तरह होगी. लोकल जो बेनिफिट्स लेंगे ना अपने, तो वो फिर आपको बहुत सपोर्ट देंगे, गवर्नमेंट को भी, सिक्योरिटी भी, हर लिहाज से आप सेफ हो जाएंगे. सो ये बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स हैं इसमें.
जी बिल्कुल. बल्कि इसको हम अक्सर जब लाहौर में भी स्पेसिफिकली नोटिस करते हैं, व्हेन वी डू आवर स्टोरी टेलिंग वॉक्स इन लाहौर, आई सी मेनी फेसेस ऑफ पीपल हु बीन टू आवर वॉक्स ऑलरेडी. तो वही आइडिया कि I think the World City Authority as an example is doing brilliant work in Lahore. And again, वहाँ पे जब when private kind of individuals come in and private bodies or groups of people come in, तो वो एक देखा देखी दोनों का की growth होती है कि ultimately it is the locality of Pakistan that benefits. So that's a great point कि public private partnerships के through इस avenue को कैसे explore किया जाए.
जी true, बिल्कुल.
Perfect. Thank you so much जी. आसिफ साहब आपके पास अगर मैं सवाल के लिए आता हूँ, I think कि global visibility अगर पाकिस्तान की बढ़ानी हो, given के there are quite a lot of different services and different initiatives being launched, but क्या फैक्टर्स किए जाएं या क्या इकदाम किए जाएं कि अपनी हम ग्लोबल विजिबिलिटी पाकिस्तान की बढ़ाएं? There have been various kind of मुख्तलिफ नामों से हमने ग्लोबली पुश भी किया है, उसको मार्केट भी किया है, लेकिन उस तरीके से गालिबन हर इनिशिएटिव का भी शायद उसका रिस्पॉन्स ना मिला हो. तो क्या वो इनिशिएटिव्स लिए जाएं कि विजिबिलिटी बढ़े और इसमें क्या चैलेंजेस आ सकते हैं आगे जाके?
Thank you very much. Again, a question that is very close to my heart, and I had written it down at the end that I'll answer it at the last. But since you have asked it up front, so I'll start here. But before that, I have gone through the report of this Pakistan Business Council, and I must say that it is spot on. It touches almost all the challenges and problems that we are facing in promoting tourism. The only thing probably is missing the how part or the what part. So I'm going to touch upon that also. But first question about it's about branding actually, and you also referred about a brand name, Salam Pakistan. My first question when I saw this Salam Pakistan was that this word Salam is from Arabic or Persian, whatever you say, and it is not understood in a vast majority of the world. So why are we selecting a word which would not resonate far enough? So, and then after selecting it, the marketing and the branding part of it wasn't enough. We didn't do justice to it. Had we selected it, we should have gone all out to do it. Now, what are the basic challenges? The basic challenge is we don't have a unified central body or a regulator for tourism. As you pointed out, we require a central regulator. Since we don't have in the international fairs or wherever, we just had ITP Berlin, which was a good success. It was led by Jan Hassan of the Rayat Green Tourism. So we did all the bookings, etc. early, and then we had a little success. But the problem again is we have provinces which have the space there. They promote the province. And allow me to say, each province has got its own slogan. So when we hear Malaysia, truly Asia, what is there for Pakistan? What is the word that anybody who's visiting that stall will remember? The country's name is written everywhere, but there is no catchword that he would carry after visiting. So the first challenge is we need to have a brand name that would go far and wide in the world. It is catchy. And then we do the marketing in a manner that everybody remembers it. And then since there is no central body, one thing Mr. Amar also said, sorry, it was in the religious tourism part, that Ministry of Foreign Affairs need to engage with the tourism department. My question is, which department? There are 6, every province and 2 regions. So would they connect with all 6 departments? It is difficult for them. And touching again here, there was a mention of the UNESCO sites. There are 6 sites available in Pakistan which have been inscribed. There are 25, as you mentioned, which are on the tentative list. The first one out of these 25 was on the tentative on 1993, I guess, and the last one in 2016. Now, the question is, why have we not been able to submit the dossiers in the last 25 years? Had we done that, if I put all these 25 sites in the inscription, so 31 in total, we come into the top 10 of the UNESCO inscribed sites. And the niche tourists, especially Japanese and Malaysian, they just go to the UNESCO sites, search, okay, this country has it. Mohenjo-daro stands out. People come there, but again, there are a lot of things. So if you allow me, I just want to say a couple of more things about it in 3 aspects. Perception management. Pakistan is, as per the perception, an unsafe country for tourists. Actually, it is not. If you go the security, safety, traveling rankings, we are much better than many countries, but the perception is a problem. The how part, you said we need a central authority. How you create it? Will you go for a legislation? The political setup with all the 4 provinces and 2 regions, would you be able to build consensus and create that authority, or will you do some other method? Will you want to revive NTCB, which is an existing body? You can do that, but then you have to go to the Council of Common Interest and lead it from there. So it is right that we need a central regulator, but how that central regulator is going to be created remains a question. Then the most important, as we were discussing, there are lots of aberration. PTDC needs to do this, the toilets are not clean, X number of authority needs to look into this. My question is, who needs to teach our children how to use the toilet? Who needs to teach them how to behave socially? Why not to litter around? And it's a whole of the nation approach that we need to educate ourselves also and our children also. Only then we'll be able to welcome the tourists, because wherever you go, our washrooms are not good enough, keeping the tourist part in view. So this whole of the nation approach demands from us that wherever we have to educate our children, our people, or at least resist some wrongdoing, we need to play our part. We usually are the silent spectators and we complain afterwards. Similarly, the ABC, the bylaws, authority I've already covered. We used to have three laws of 1976: the hotel, the travel agencies, and the tour guides, etc. Now, those three laws were multiplied by six because every province or region created. The federal laws have not been abolished, they are still there. So, three them, and then further, six threes are 18. Antiquities Act of 1975, again, copy paste, all have created their own. Now, multiply all these, which law applies where? We need a central body to do that. We say that we must give it a status of the industry. In papers, I think I saw a letter signed by the government in 1990 or 92 that it has been declared as an industry, but the benefits are not there. It is created on paper.
There is, Aj, we have been talking about hospitality being industry. It is. You ask me, what is the difference between an industry
Sector.
and we don't know. There is a lack of
So,
information.
so what is happening, since you don't have statistics about tourism, since it is not an industry, then you don't have a start point to plan, make decisions, and create a plan for the future. We have been engaging with Pakistan Bureau of Statistics. Now we are working on a tourism satellite account, and the work has been initiated. In the coming years, we will have statistics available. Uh, Religious tourism is a great potential. We were speaking about it. Six have been facilitated by the visa regime of 14th August 2024. Let me tell you, 86% of the Buddhist population resides in the country, which are in the list of 120 countries that is included, since we don't know about it. And we need the statistics of the Buddhist as well. So that's why we need to create a category of that. Hindus coming from India mostly, their visa is different. But let me tell you, Hinglaj Mata, which is one of their most sacred temples here, is not part of the 1974 Act between India and Pakistan for exchange of pilgrims. The Buddhists, we want to welcome them here. They originated from Sawat, most of them, the Mayana Buddhas. They want to come here and do the pilgrimage. We want to bring them for tourism. They say we need bespoke accommodation and bespoke food. Give us a wooden hut. We will sit there and meditate. We tell them come and stay in Serena and Islamabad and we'll take you around for a 20 minutes visit to Texila. They say let us stay there for 5 days or 7 days or a rain retreat, and we will spend the time there and we'll build the area ourselves. But we have problems because we don't understand that. So all in all, what I feel is we have all the ingredients, but we don't have the recipe. Thank you.
It's a great point, sir. We have all the ingredients, but not necessarily the recipe or वो ingredients. They desperately exist. And there are a lot of people working in this particular domain, but not necessarily on a collaborative. और आपने कहा कि कौन सी वो tourism का department वो चाहिए, तो उनमें से किसके पास जाया जाए, कौन इसको unify करे. So note, it's a great point, sir. Thank you. मेरा आखिरी सवाल नसर साहब के लिए, सर आपका क्योंकि एक ताल्लुक इस सेक्टर में भी है कि जहाँ पे there's millions of people across the globe flying in into Saudi Arabia, for example, for Hajj and Umrah, and that's something that you're facilitating. एक उसमें एक बामी ताल्लुकात of particular nations plays a vital role, and I feel कि in order to attract people in, एक आपके अपना ताल्लुक उस मुल्क से क्या है, उसमें there's a vital role. So what exactly is it that the country can specifically do, or the departments can do, to facilitate this flow of people through this bilateral collaborations or coordinations with various other countries?
Heard so much क्लियरली हम में एक शख्स भी ना वाकफ हालात है, सबके सब साहिब इदराक, सब देखते हैं, करता कोई नहीं. Now the question of I would like to say a couple of things on tourism, because the subject is tourism into Pakistan. And tourism in Pakistan. You can't hear me now? Even now?
नहीं.
Hello? Is it
अरे वो बस माइक को आप. Thank you.
connectivity issue? So, yeah. So the problems तो हम सब ने देख ली. Some explained by very experienced and very honorable speaker. But I think सारे हर चीज के लिए कुछ बेबी स्टेप्स भी लेने चाहिए. सारा कुछ इकट्ठा तो होना नहीं है. You start driving from Islamabad and go to Khunjarab. The last clean toilet is in Abbottabad, and after that there's nothing. If you go to, there was this place the other day we went to, there was buses full of Malaysian tourists. There is some yak soup restaurant, and the standard of hygiene and quality over there was, I mean, there was no place to even wash the hands. Perception जो है, जो एक दफा एक टूरिस्ट आ जाए, वो परसेप्शन लेके जाता है, एंड दैट इज फेयर. आपका पॉइंट बिल्कुल ठीक है कि वी डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज टॉयलेट, बट आई थिंक वी नो, प्रोवाइडेड इट इज अवेलेबल. अवेलेबल ही नहीं है. आप आर्कियोलॉजी डायरेक्टर साहब चले गए हैं. वंस आई वेंट टू शालीमार बाग, आई ब्रॉट सम फ्रेंड्स फ्रॉम दुबई, एंड आई वाज वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड अबाउट शोइंग हिम. लो एंड बिहोल्ड आई एंटर शालीमार, तो उसके फवारा में कुछ 600 शलवारें नहा रही. वो लोगों ने शलवारें पहनी, उसमें जंप मारे. आम का मौसम था, एंड आई वाज जेन्युइन. आई जो है ना, और हाइजीन एंड क्लीनिंग, वो करने से आती है. बाबू सर टॉप के ऊपर आप चले जाए, इट्स अ कचरा डंप, एंड दे हैव दिस टॉयलेट, वो जो उसके साथ है कपड़ा बांध के रखे हुए. फ्यू बेबी स्टेप्स कैन बी डन बाई एनीथिंग. आप लोग, I can understand the problem you have, because I do business in this country and I sometimes I feel I'm dealing with 6 countries because हर जगह के अलग laws हैं. Having said that, कुछ ना कुछ थोड़ा बहुत पुश किया जा सकता है across, जिनकी अभी बहुत ज़्यादा इशू नहीं है. As far as we have seen the religious tourism, अगर आप सऊदी अरब में चले जाएं, so there's a lot of amount spent by the government. But even they have realized कि अभी recently they have allowed कि जी मक्का और मदीना में पहले only Saudi people could own the building. Now they have allowed all GCC countries owners, because they know without private investment coming in, nothing will happen. And there is no way that they will be able to compete, to satisfy the influx of Hujjaj and Umrah Zairin who are coming. अपने यहाँ पे जो आपने जैसे फरमाया कि प्रॉब्लम्स काफ़ी हैं, वी ऑल नो दैट, बट थोड़े से बेबी स्टेप्स ले रखे कि एक दफ़ा बंदा जाए, वर्ड ऑफ माउथ ऑल्सो मैटर्स. वापस जाए तो क्या यार, साफ सुथरी जगह है. पीपल हु आर स्पेंडिंग मनी टू कम ऑल द वे. आई नेवर रियलाइज, वंस आई हैड टू गो टू टेक्सिला, आई डिड नॉट रियलाइज कि बुद्धा का एक दांत है वहाँ पे, which is revered by all the Buddhists across the world. मुझे यहाँ होते हुए नहीं पता था. So, coming back to your question, ये कहीं ना कहीं से शुरू करना चाहिए. Some baby steps and keep growing and involve public sector. मेरा, sorry I didn't know you were with Green Pakistan. आपने कहा कि हम वो कर रहे हैं, तो मैंने कहा again, bureaucrats will manage the or government will manage the properties. I'm sure they will manage for a while for very, very good. Depend on the top guy who is at that time what he demands.
Noted.
जरा सी ऊपर से थोड़ी सी lose हुई, then going back to private sector has to be.
Great, sir. And I think great point in terms of कि कहाँ से आप start करेंगे. And I think that one of this report is also one of those kind of pushes just to kind of amalgamate a lot of that data and present it in a manner that's kind of going to be disseminated across a lot of various people making key decisions in this particular sector. जो वक्त को मद्देनजर रखते हुए, what we want to do is we want to get some questions from the audience also. तो अगर आप अपना हाथ बुलंद करेंगे, I see 2 hands. 3 hands. I think let's start with 3. लेकिन मेरा जी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट मेरी यही होगी कि एक क्वेश्चन हो ये जिसका और बिल्कुल ब्रीफ कंसाइज ताकि वक्त ना लेट हो और एंड ये सवालिया निशान से होना चाहिए.
आपने कहा इंग्रेडिएंट्स है, रेसिपी नहीं है, या आपने कहा है कि वो शालीमार गार्डन में जब देखा तो मैं कंजर्वेशन सोसाइटी का मेंबर भी हूँ, तो शालीमार गार्डन में वो 350 साल पुराने ट्री प्लांटेशन हुई थी पुरानी, वो काट रहे थे. ठीक है, प्लांटेशन कर रहे हैं आप ग्रीन, लेकिन हेरिटेज को ख़त्म ना करें ना. हमने प्रोटेस्ट, आपने कहा ये छोटे सवाल छोटे की, आपने कहा कि मैं सजेस्ट करना चाहता, सवाल तो बहुत होते हैं. देखिए, मैं आई हैव ट्रैवल क्रॉस मोर देन 18 कंट्रीज अर्थ प्लैनेट, बहुत सारी एक्सपीरियंस है, बहुत सारी स्टोरी टेलिंग.
फिर आपके पास 15 सेकंड है, आपने पूछे.
मैं इस्तांबुल से आ रहा था लाहौर, तो रास्ते में 3 डेज़ हमने ताशकंद में स्टे किया. मेरे साथ एक पाकिस्तानी था, लेकिन वो कैनेडियन पासपोर्ट, मेरा दोस्त. तो हम लोग लैंड हुए ताशकंद में, तो उन्होंने कहा ये टूरिस्ट है, उन्होंने हमें स्पेशल गाड़ी दी और हमें 3 मिनट से कम अरसे से एयरपोर्ट से हमें एग्जिट करवाया. ये होती है टूरिज्म एनहांसमेंट की.
बिल्कुल. अब आप सवाल पूछिए. आपका सवाल
है कि पाकिस्तान में हर चीज़ जो है ना, वो कहते हैं जी नेगेटिव है. सिविलाइजेशन, इंडस सिविलाइजेशन जो है एंड रिच है रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड
जी,
तो उसको प्रोटेस्ट करें आप, उनको आगे वर्ल्ड में लाए और इनसाइड पाकिस्तान करते ना सलाम पाकिस्तान करके और नाम ले दें.
नोटेड सर. थैंक यू सो मच.
इसके में आपने बड़ा अच्छा पॉइंट रेज किया परसेप्शन की. अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमारे भी पाकिस्तान में अब लाहौर रिपोर्ट को उतरे तो मैं 2000 रुपए की स्टडी लगी है कि दिस द बेस्ट प्लेस फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट. और आप आ जाएं और आप बाहर निकले तो गन्स लेके आपके भाई लोग सारे उसमें वो नाकों के ऊपर बैठे हुए हैं और आप उधर कह रहे हैं कि इन्वेस्टमेंट लेकर आए. पैसा सबसे ज्यादा डरपोक चीज होती है. इट इज मोस्ट fearful commodity. So the investor comes in, he sees 2000 rupees standing, there is no screen, there is no promotion, and then you go out and then people are just guns on your faces and so person sees there's a security issue. So one thing about the perception, as you said about the Tashkent thing, so what we need to do is there is a body called Export Promotion Bureau. They have all the council, general offices and embassies. They report to them and they promote their agenda is to promote this export, build image of Pakistan and bring investment. So we need to activate them. They are not doing anything except giving protocols to the ministers on their tours. We need to encourage them to, and there should be monthly KPIs for all these council offices and embassies, that you have to conduct the conference for Pakistan image building, you have to promote export, you have to do this is your monthly target in your country, and you have to bring investment, this is your monthly target. Whoever doesn't achieve the target as KPI in private sector, bring him back.
थैंक यू. द जेंटलमैन, मैम आपके पास अगर आते हैं, फिर सर आपके पास आ रहे हैं.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. डॉक्टर समन येज़ानी, मेरा सवाल ये है कि हम इकोनॉमिक के ऊपर इतना बर्डन डाल रहे हैं, कॉन्स्टेंटली सेइंग इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, इकोनॉमिक, एंड वी टॉक अबाउट हेरिटेज एंड कल्चरल साइट्स. सो आर वी गोइंग टू लुक एट द कल्चरल इंपॉर्टेंस एंड द हेरिटेज इंपॉर्टेंस टू, या सिर्फ पैसे को हम देखेंगे? और दूसरा मेरा ये सवाल ये है कि हम मॉडर्नाइजेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, हम बहुत सी न्यू एक्टिविटीज़ की कर रहे हैं. हम कह रहे हैं एक बड़ा अहम आपने डेवलप किया कॉन्सेप्ट होम स्टे, जो आप बता रहे थे आई थिंक. तो आप हिरन मीनार जैसी एक रॉयल साइट थी, जहांगीर की थी, शालीमार, वहाँ पे आप लोकल लोगों को कैसे इन्वॉल्व करेंगे? वो तो रॉयल्टी जाती थी वहाँ. सो इफ यू हैव दिस कॉन्सेप्ट कि हम लोकल लोगों को लेकर चलेंगे, उनको साथ, तो एक सस्टेनेबिलिटी आएगी. तो ये रॉयल साइट्स में हम इसको कैसे कर सकते हैं?
तो 2 सवाल हैं. एक तो ये कि इकोनॉमिक के बारे में तो गुफ्तगू हुई, उसी का कल्चरल कंजर्वेशन एस्पेक्ट क्या है, और दूसरा ये कि कम्युनिटीज़ को किस तरीके से और इनकरेज किया जाए कि वो उन साइट्स की ओनरशिप ले और उसको करें.
मेरा इसके ऊपर एक छोटा सा कमेंट है. आपने बिल्कुल ठीक कहा. देखिए जी, हेरिटेज साइट में इस वक्त जो है, विद माय अपॉलॉजीज टू एवरीबडी, जिसको बस चलता है वो कैंटीन बना देता है, रेस्टोरेंट बना देता है, उसका ठेका दे देता है, और फिर पता चलता है एक ठेकेदार वहाँ बारबेक्यू की वो. देखिए, हेरिटेज साइट ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड में आपको कील तक लगाने की इजाज़त नहीं है. There has to be a regulation, as Sir has said, there has to be a regulating body for everything. कि अभी हिरन मीनार का जैसे आपने कहा, तो we need to assess the essence of these heritage sites and then actually develop them. When we develop them according to the essence, I think economy will automatically will follow. होता ही है कि जब हम पैसा कमाने के लिए इनको साइट्स को करते हैं तो हम उनको खराब कर देते हैं. So I think you are absolutely right. We need to develop heritage sites keeping in mind what they should represent. Automatically, it will follow automatically.
आपके पास चलें सर प्लीज.
Facts which are hidden from us, and then there are facts which are known to us. So we tend to make our opinions upon certain facts which are known to us, and we are total oblivious of what actually had gone into the thought process. So my request to the forum and to madam, to you would be, come over to my office someday. Maybe I did not have that time that I could have presented you the details. What is it that we have in the shape of Hiram Minar? What is it that we are going to do in order to make it a living monument, and in order to be something which we can be proud of? So unless and until you will give me the chance to speak it out to you, unless and until I will, and I'm not doing anything which anyone could have done on the site like Hiran Minar. So let me explain it to you first. Give me some time. Come over to me or call me over to some place. I will come to you. I will present you the details, and then you might not ask these type of questions, or maybe there will be something different which will help me understand the dynamics as well.
Noted, sir. Thank you. और इसमें
अपना डेवलपमेंट प्लान अपनी वेबसाइट पे लगा दें.
Everybody
will know what it is that-
whatever we are doing, and whatever we are going to do will be publicized.
perfect, sir. Thank you. और इसमें we're running short of time, so I will be calling it towards close. And I'm going to. Okay, we'll take one question, sir. से यहाँ पे सर का हाथ कुछ देर से ऊपर था.
राजा अशरफ फ्रॉम HRCP. तो मेरा कुछ कंसेप्ट ये है पाकिस्तान में कि पाकिस्तानियों का और ख़ासकर पंजाबियों से हर किस्म की खुशी छीनने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ब्यूरोक्रेसी मिलकर काम करती है. एक इवेंट यहाँ पर होता था बसंत का इवेंट था.
सवाल से एंड होना चाहिए 15 सेकंड में. 15
सली की कोठी पे इंटरनेशनल इवेंट था बसंत का. वो आपने किस वजह से बंद कर दिया? परसों सऊदीया में हुआ है, वहाँ रिलीजियस हेडक्वार्टर है, वहाँ सब कुछ हो सकता है. पाकिस्तान में लाहौर में नहीं हो सकता. ये क्या वजह है? इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है क्या कि एक एस्टेब्लिश इवेंट को आप क्लोज करते हैं?
I think it's a much broader question. I don't know whether if that's a question directed to the panel, but it's a comment which is noted, and I think
I think आप जो कह रहे हैं वो बसंत जो बाद में हम लोगों ने इररिस्पॉन्सिबल नेशन होने की वजह से वो जो डोर वगैरह के साथ किया जिससे लोगों की मरना शुरू हो गया. आई थिंक द गवर्नमेंट शुड रेगुलेट इट इंस्टेड ऑफ क्लोजिंग इट डाउन. दे शुड मेक श्योर कि जो भी गलत डोर बना रहा है वो डोर ना बना सके. रादर वो मेरे ख्याल में हमने पिछले दिनों गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एक वो देखा है बयान जिसमें दे आर रेगुलेटिंग दिस एंड दे वांट टू ब्रिंग बसंत बैक. द अदर थिंग मुझे भूल जाएगा. आई थिंक वी शुड डू स्टार्ट बसंत इन GB.
जी ग्रेट पॉइंट्स जी. थैंक यू एवरीवन. एक मैं जी एक एनेक्डोट से इस गुफ्तगू की का इख्तिताम करूंगा. वो ये कि सो वी डू स्टोरी टेलिंग वॉक्स इन द सिटी. हम अमूमन टूरिस्टी एरियाज में नहीं जाते लाहौर का रावी के साथ. वी गो ऑफ बीट एरियाज, बस शहर के अंदर, कभी मोची दरवाजे, कभी भाटी के अंदर, जो टूरिज्म में नहीं शुमार होती. तो अक्सर 70-80 लोग जब अंदर चल रहे होते हैं जाके, तो एक बार एक हजरत आए, उन्होंने कहा जी आप लोग क्यों आते हैं यहाँ पे जाके? तो हमने कहा जी एक पुराना शहर है तो उसकी इतनी कहानियाँ उससे मंसूब हैं, तो शौक है हमें कहानियाँ सुनने का. तो उन्होंने कहा अच्छा चलें ठीक है. वो देखते हैं कि इतने लड़के लड़कियाँ फिर अंदर 50, 60, 70, कभी 100, 150. अगले हफ्ते फिर से जब उसी इलाके में गए तो वो कहते हैं अच्छा मुझे अब समझ आई आप लोग क्यों आते हैं. फिर उन्होंने हमारा ही हाथ पकड़ के हमें ऐसी ऐसी जगहों पे, ऐसी ऐसी हवेलियों पे, ऐसी ऐसी जगहों पे लेके गए. उन्होंने कहा अब मुझे समझ आई आप लोग क्यों आते हैं, क्योंकि अगर आप लोग नहीं आएंगे ना तो फिर ये हवेलियाँ बचनी भी नहीं है. अगर आप लोग नहीं आएंगे तो ये साइट्स बचनी भी नहीं. इधर इनको ढा के प्लाजा बना दिया जाएगा. तो इट्स सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर पीपल टू टर्न अप and come and talk about these spaces and celebrate these spaces that these spaces are. आप GB में काम कर रहे हैं, आप नॉर्थ में काम कर रहे हैं, आप चोलिस्तान में काम कर रहे हैं, आप सिंध में काम कर रहे हैं, आप किसी भी इलाके में काम कर रहे हैं, जब तक हम उसको प्रमोट नहीं करेंगे फ्रॉम अ कल्चरल लेंस, जैसे कि मैडम ने कहा, एंड देन द इकोनॉमिक will naturally follow. So thank you everyone for a brilliant conversation here. Thank you everyone for your questions. Thank you sir for your question, and thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you very much.